Hello everyone, welcome back. You're probably coming from the last video where I explained what food poverty actually is and decided that maybe you want to know more about this topic. Well, in this video, I'll be talking about who is actually affected by food poverty. As we already know from the last video, 3 billion people are affected by the issue. But I didn't go in depth on who is affected by food poverty and why it happens. Food poverty tends to stem from a few things, but there is one main issue, and that is money. People are usually affected by food poverty when they simply don't have enough income to get sufficient food. And this can cause huge amounts of strain on people, especially low-income families where the parents have to choose between paying the bills and feeding themselves or their children, which can create an awful cycle of food poverty and food insecurity. And continuing on the topic of children are the most vulnerable to the effects of food poverty. And this is because of the effects it has on them as they develop, which can lead to really bad consequences on their health and well-being in the future. And elderly people are also affected by this issue. Now, this is because of their fixed incomes, rising costs and limited mobility, which can make it severely challenging for them to access sufficient food regularly. Because of all these food issues, many people will take emergency food parcels from various food banks just so they can have some food, and this number of people is rising. An example of this rising number of people struggling through food poverty is statistics from the Trussell Trust. The Trussell Trust is an organization focused on fighting food poverty across the UK. Now, the Trussell Trust has a large network of food banks across the UK, which offer free-day emergency food parcels, and statistics show that the number of people requiring these parcels is increasing without signs of stopping. In 2022 and 2023, the organization gave out around 3 million parcels. And that is just numbers from the Trussell Trust, which just highlights how large of an issue this really is. Now, it's not just physical health which is affected here. It is also mental health, which can take a huge hit, also leading to social isolation, for example. There are many examples of this happening because people cannot have enough to eat, which can often take a toll on their overall well-being. And an example of this I have here from the BBC. Because of food poverty, people can feel tired non-stop, without the ability to sleep. They can feel hungry and not even want to eat because of this, leading to eating disorders. Food poverty can take a huge toll on someone's overall health and well-being, and it's not just something which affects people physically. Coming up on the end of the video, now you know even more about this issue, assuming you saw the last video. You also know what food poverty is, and now you also know how it really affects people and who it affects. Hopefully your knowledge of this has been extended, and if you wish to learn some possible solutions for this issue, I highly recommend you watch the next video, which should be right above this one. I hope you learned something valuable today. Please like and subscribe as usual if you haven't already. And if you didn't enjoy the video at all, or feel like I could make improvements, please let me know down below. I wish you all the very best, as usual. Goodbye.